Hello, my name is Charlie and welcome back for another episode of Victoria 3 as Mexico. In previous episode we tried to get a bit more, or start getting some of the South American nations perhaps join our customs union. We didn't actually, well, other than Ecuador, I don't think we got anyone else in, although I suppose what we could do is check if there's anyone. There's probably not. No, there's no one that would join. Even Venezuela doesn't want to join. Well, at least we got decent relations with them, so it's not all bad. Our money is a little bit dire right now, but also another plan that we were hatching is to do a war against the USA soon enough. If we do it in Dixie, Great Britain is the only one that can join in that war other than Indian territories and USA itself, and myself of course. So that would be a very safe location to do the wars against USA from. And of course we don't have the shrapnel artillery yet, but I'm pretty sure that we are going to get that during this episode, so that is definitely going to allow us to get a little bit further in there. The artillery price is actually fairly high. Small arms price is not quite as high. It's actually fairly stable there at the time being. Modern storage. Good. That's going to allow us to get a bit more infrastructure in places, so it means that we need to build a bit less, I suppose. Oh, now realism is spreading. Okay, that's actually going to be good for the arts academies over here that we have, which are making okay money. I mean, not massive profit, mind you, but they don't also employ a lot of people. But we found some more rubber at Costa Rica. That is effective. Oh, actually, I do wonder, does USA have the bicycle messengers yet? No, they don't. So once we get the shrapnel artillery, our troops will be better. And plus, of course, if we can get the British to help in that war against the USA, then I think we have a pretty good chance of claiming some of the land, at least. At least clearing the border guard to some degree, especially in this region. I don't know if we'll go for Oklahoma or anything like that yet, but at least clear out these and then try to keep the infamy fairly low. I mean, I suppose after that war we'll have some time at least before we do another war. And if there's no one else in Dixie, then we're going to use Dixie as the area where we declare the war from, and then we're going to add in extra war goals into the other areas, so we can sort of slowly advance in the south and then clear out most of the other parts of the nation for the wars, although I'm not entirely sure how much we'll be able to gain in each war, but we'll see. Ooh, gold depleted in Nevada. Well, it's about time, perhaps. It's a bit unfortunate, admittedly. We could definitely build a lot of gold mines there. So we'll build those. We got the railway, we got the construction sector and all that, so that should be fairly good. We're building a lot of railways now. How bad is the engine price? Well, it's not too bad. It's growing, admittedly. Oh, and Liberal Party, or Mexican Liberal Party has won the election. Is there any better? Oh, wow. We can actually get 51 if we put Industrialist and Intelligentsia in charge. I am going to do that, just to get the legitimacy a bit higher. Now, is there any good laws that we could maybe try passing in the meanwhile? Senator Suffrage got 17% support, but that's not necessarily that much needed. Property women. We'd go for that one. Landowners would be slightly radicalized because of that, but it's not too bad. Catholic Church would also dislike that, but I think we can manage that one as well. And that would allow us to get more workforce, because the birth rates would fall down, but that's alright, because once the standard of living starts increasing, where more workers will have working, then over time it'll be probably fine. Ooh, actually, the hospital. No, we can't go. Well, we could go for no health system, but I don't want to go for that one. Public school seems like a good idea. We could also try to get. Oh, guaranteed liberties. There's no group supporting that directly, though. Well, actually, no. Intelligentsia does. Armed Forces opposes it. Petty Bourgeoisie opposes it. I think what we're going to do is we're going to go for the property women. See if we can't pass that one. While we wait for our military to get upgraded with the artillery and all that. We are also part of the Great Powers right now. We got that right at the end of the last episode, but I did not notify or sort of mention that. University in Nevada for free? Sure. I'll take it. That's going to provide a little bit more work in here, which is going to increase. Oh, wow. Standard of living 21.5 in Nevada. Alright then. Oh, the rubber discovered in Honduras. Excellent. So, down here, how many can we have there? 16, okay. One of the things that I could probably do in here, get some logging camps going. So we're still losing a decent bit of money in here. Although the investment pool is already being tapped into. But I suppose the diplomatic pacts, we're still using 18,000 for the war operations. Which, to be fair, that should probably end soon, right? 18 more months, okay. So it's a bit expensive. And our GDP has dropped a little bit now. We're actually only number 10 worldwide. But I'm sure that once we start getting a bit of land from USA, then we'll start giving us a lot of extra stuff. Plus, you know, once we get all these railways done and we start working on more productive buildings again, I'm sure that that will increase the GDP quite a bit as well. And now innovation is... It could be a tiny bit higher, but not a lot higher than what it is right now. We're already at 117, so we should be able to get the artillery at least upgrade. Well, it's going to be 5 months for that. I suppose we do have an okay litter rate as well, 47.5. We're still, well, we're in the top 100 nations in terms of litter rate, but we got quite a bit of ways to go to reach something like what Scandinavia has. How much do they actually have? Just out of curiosity. Information, they got 67.6. Alright then. So it's about 20% higher than what we have. Or 50% to what we have extra. So yeah, it's a decent bit increase in there, of course, but I think we can reach... we probably want to surpass them at any point, but we are going to be reaching fairly high litter rates by the end of the game, because it's only 1880, and we got about, well... Yeah, I mean, it is already 1880. So we're almost halfway through the playthrough. Open to compromise. So 5% more chance to succeed. Mexican pops, we got more loyalist. Or industrialists get more... Oh... Pop attraction, interest group pop attraction, success chance. I think we welcome their support. Do we by chance have a agitator? We do. Oh, authoritarian. Oh. Authoritarian rural folk. Who supports, oh. Vehemently opposes free speech. One secret police or national guard. Oligarchy, autarky, and single party state. I don't know if I want to go for any of those, I'll be honest. But yeah, we're still losing money. How much are we paying? I mean, if we have a look, government wages is still 85,000, goods for government buildings 37,000. At least all the construction cost is covered by the investment pool, but yeah, I suppose once the diplomatic pact, or the war operations rather, ends, we'll be fine. How is the silk situation? We still got plenty of silk, okay. Well, in that case, where did we have another... I think we had one over here, right? Yeah, we got another textile mill there. You know what, let's go and switch all the textile mills at this stage to use elastics. That should be making a lot more money. And a lot more, at least, the luxury clothing. Oh, paper bleaching. Why didn't I do this ages ago? Must have missed it. I wonder if there's anything else that I missed along the way. Probably. I suppose we did go for the butchering tools already. That does take a lot of tools overall, but it's not the end of the world. We could... For the coal mines, no, I don't necessarily want to switch all of those to be done doing that. We got some steam donkeys in use in British Columbia, if I remember correctly. Gold mines, we could use steam donkeys, maybe? We reduced the labor use quite a bit. I suppose the labor use isn't the worst right now. We've got 50% or 51% chance of passing the property of women. Hopefully that will pass. And we're about to get the breach loading artillery. I don't have anything else in research right now, do I? Oh, electrical generation. Yeah, we'll go for that one. That's going to unlock a lot of good stuff. Especially for the wood production. Although, how is the wood situation overall? We could definitely use a bit more in the market. For an emulation, the success that Canada have seen with its policies of property and women have been noticed by supporters of Angel Alvarez, who point towards it as an example ideal government. I guess the armed forces are not going to be quite... well, like in that, but you know, we can pass the law a bit faster that way. There we go, we got the artillery. Let's go. Upgrade these shrapnel artillery. It's going to take about a year for us to be ready to fight the war, so let's say in either 1882 or 1883 we should probably seek to do the war against USA. Although they do have a larger army than I do still. That is something to keep in mind, but I think what I could potentially do... I wonder if I could take Oklahoma from the Indian Territory in there. And then from America as well. Oh! Right, well, they're doing that for me. I don't need to do it, I suppose. Oh, well, technically speaking, they're doing it for themselves, but... Yeah, okay, technically speaking, I could intervene in here. Don't know if I should. If Britain joins, then maybe I could. But Britain isn't going on either side, or leading on either side right now. Is Britain busy with any wars of their own, I would do wonder. They're not at wars right now. They got a few diplomatic plays that they are technically being part of, but I don't think they are actually participating on any of those wars. Oh, and we're having some issues over here with... What are we actually having issues? Ammunition. Oh, right. Okay, we got the munitions plant down here. Let's give that a level. At least. It's the... Okay, explosive fertilizer prices aren't too bad. We can't really make it more explosive either, but getting another munitions plant over there. I'm going to put that actually to the top of the list, just so that we can get the stuff a little bit cheaper. Still going to take a while to build it, admittedly, but that's fine. Now we're building so many railways. We'll see how it goes, but yeah, now the ammunition prices. It's not massive yet, but it will be going up. Of course, as soon as we get the munitions plant in Jalisco, then that is going to improve the situation remarkably. But until then, we're still paying quite a bit of premium on that. Oh, and Nevada, there's still a decent bit of pops that live under or below the standard of living. Now, I suppose we've got a lot of the gold mines in here, so if we just put one of these to the top of the list, at least you get, you know, a bit more work in there. I mean, there is quite a few gold mines there already. So it's definitely not the worst, but we can definitely improve that further. So I suppose Indian territory is going to be annexed here soon. I don't think they... Oh, there we go, progress to study. So property movement is a bit closer to being achieved. How much do they have infamy, by the way? Do they even have... Can I even see the infamy, I suppose? Oh, I should be able to see... they don't really have a lot of infamy in there, actually. Oh, Emperor Leland Jackson. That's who's leading USA. Emperor, eh? I suppose if that's what they wish. I don't suppose there's any more customs union. Change to our customs union. I do wonder if anyone would... No, none of those want to join my... And then customs union over here, I don't think any one of these would actually join. No, even with the 30 from obligation, they would not. But at least we got, you know, good relations to the South American stuff for the time being, which of course, technically speaking, does stop us from expanding down that way, which isn't necessarily the most ideal situation, but we'll see how it goes. I do wonder, though, is there any revolutions or anything like that brewing up here? The rural folk are fairly strong in there. Cultural exclusion, an old age pension, and colonial exploitation. Aha, expand rubber right, rubber boom. The throughput is plus 33% and more migration into Yucatan. Well, that's quite nice. There's the first battle in here. I mean, they did have a decent defense in there, at least. And, well, they did still lose a lot more. I mean, it was 52 battalions versus 3, so not exactly a fair fight there, I suppose. Oh, now the landowners are paying, again, taxes. We are losing a lot of money for the Diplo pack still. Aha! And property women is now already progressed to voting. We'll get through, I reckon. So, the gold mine in Nevada is hopefully going to be done soon. I mean, it's still having some problems hiring, apparently. Is there lack of qualification? No, it should be fine, right? Is there just no people in here? I mean, there's a lot of unemployed. I don't know what exactly those unemployed are. If we have a look at the population... There's a lot of labourers that are unemployed, I reckon. At least majority of the population here is labourers, so that would probably make sense. At the same time, shouldn't there be labourers at the gold mine as well? No, it's engineers and capitalists only. Okay. I suppose if we put road cars in here, that will probably start increasing the employment, right? Or maybe they just haven't managed to employ anyone, but there should be some. Or maybe not. I'm not actually entirely sure what's going on here. There's a lot of vacancies, that's for sure. And not a lot of employees. Well, that is weird. Oh, but one of the things that I forgot, didn't we have all the dynamite? No, we don't have the dynamite research yet. Okay, we're getting the electric generation. What are we getting in the military? So it's still the floating harbor for the max port levels. We could try to go for the hand crank machine gun. Or the extra kill rate. Or modern nursing, we could start using the opium that we produce. And we can start producing more opium as well. In the society, so we're getting the realism. That's also quite... You know what? We'll get the realism real quick. Get a bit more prestige. Make sure that we can stay on the Great Powers listing. Right, so Indian territory has been occupied. So I'm guessing this war is going to be over fairly shortly. I don't think they are being pulled into other wars. Not as far as I know. Oh, Prussia is having a civil war as well, I guess. And more gold depleted in Nevada. Okay, it's unfortunate. We can get more gold mines in there in the meanwhile, I suppose. But they are still not hiring the people in here. I don't know what's the problem there. Like yeah, there should be plenty of laborers hired in here. I suppose the wages are too small. They can't afford hiring anyone because it's the... Okay, if we put rail transportation back, will that make a bit more money? Maybe. If we put in steam donkeys in here, that should save a lot of workforce as well. But clearly it's just not making money. That is weird. So the wages might be so high in there that could be causing some issues. And we have property to women. Excellent. Suppose that's going to increase the worker numbers over here even further. But that's fine. Electrical generation is going to be done in 2 weeks at most. And we'll be getting the munitions plant done soon. Yeah, that's going to be done now. And gold mine is going to be done soon in Nevada. So that's going to potentially increase the employment there even further. And we're getting more railways. Then we'll get some of the iron mines somewhere down there. So I'm guessing the munitions plant is probably at least making pretty good money here. There we go, electrical generation. So now we're getting the realism. And after that, we could maybe do something production. Or maybe after that we'll go for... with the floating harbor, is that isn't done already. And then we'll maybe go for the hand crank machine gun. Get a little bit better troops. And raising concerns. Landowners, they can lose a bit more political strength, sure. The less they are in power, the better for us, I suppose. At least, usually that's the case. Ooh, vacuum canning is spreading. We don't have a lot of oil yet, but we do have a little bit to use that from the whaling that we're doing in here. Admittedly, it's still a fairly small amount, but it's better than nothing. Number 12 in population worldwide, so that's been growing still. GDP is still slowly climbing up, but I suppose the railways don't really add too much into it right now. Although it does allow us to have a lot more transportation, right? Oh yes, yes it does. Gold depleted in Nevada again. Now we're going to have up to 15 gold mines there, my goodness. Alright. Well, I suppose that another one over there might have been that the gold fields were picking up a lot of the workers. And now, like, they were paying higher wages or something. And over here now, okay, the engine price is actually a little bit high. We are going to be making more of those soon. I mean, we've got another engine or motor industries underway in Veracruz, but that is still going to take a while. We've got 100 battalions total in our army. How much do we have in the generals already? Okay, we've got 4 generals. That is exactly the amount that we had underway. And the war in Oklahoma is done now. Oh, right. So Britain doesn't actually consider USA a rival any further. Oh, there we go. War operations broken. So now we're losing only a tiny bit of money there. And we're now number 7 in the Great Powers list. We're slowly getting further and further up there. Definitely nice. But the railways are underway, so I do wonder... How are the troops doing in terms of their quality? Are they still having problems with the strength and all that? I don't think they know. They're probably already set up correctly. So, if I was to do war for Texas... Oh, Russia is another one that could join. Okay, well, first of all, Russia, let's improve relations with you. And Britain, we already got pretty good relations there, so I can't really do much more. They don't have a lot in for me either. But are they are not at war? Well, actually, we've got pretty good relations with Russia already, so I don't think they join against me, at least. Most likely. Can I actually see cooperative attitude with the Russians? And conciliatory attitude with the British. Or from the British, I suppose, towards them. But they still got poor relations with Britain and neutral with Russia, so I think we might be safe. Don't have a lot of money right now, but I suppose what we could do... First of all, we're going to increase the military funding. We're going to increase the taxes a little bit. It does reduce the legitimacy, admittedly. But we did just pass the law, so we don't need to worry about that too much. We are going to be making a little bit more money. And then I think it's time to declare the diplomatic play on Texas. Return state. So, can I invite anyone? No. Now, admittedly, they have a larger army, but we should have a slightly better quality. Alright, so we've got 40 versus then 94 in there already. Let's go ahead and activate some of the troops. Central America can probably... Well, we'll activate that, but it's probably going to be fighting off potential invasions. Although, I don't know... Oh, that's actually... Oh, well, they got a lot larger fleet than we do. Why is the quality of the fleet, though? I suppose we haven't checked that yet. It is monitored, so it is higher quality. And they got the same tactics, at least. But they've got monitors, which we do not have yet. I guess we'll mobilize this one. You were bigger than Surveyor. Okay, I suppose if I put you defending, we'll probably just hold them back for a little bit early on. And then we'll start advancing along their front later. Let's activate those two armies first. We'll activate more later. But I'm hoping the armed forces are going to have a decent bit of approval rating. Although, well, not too much yet. But I think it is time to start fighting the Americans. Our army is smaller, but should be higher quality. If we have a look at the... Well, I suppose they might have pretty good generals in there. But their offense is 60, our defense is 76 on average here. And if we get the hand-crank machine gun, which we will probably get during that war, we might be able to then win. I don't suppose I can... Well, I can't call either one of these in yet. Now we could try, but I suppose Britain is trying to improve relations with them, and Russians don't hate Americans too much yet. Okay, so I suppose one of the things that I could do is get some more barracks built in various places. Might not be increasing the army size all that massively, or the active army size all that massively, but at the same time, we'll at least have the possibility of increasing the army over time. Admittedly, I could activate the conscripts, but I'd prefer not to do that, quite frankly. Oh, but they are bringing a lot more troops in here, so this one needs to be mobilized. The stalwart defender to help defend. So now we'll have 80 battalions in there versus whatever they have. I think we might have to send in the rest of these in as well. So at first we'll just let them waste their manpower against us, and then we'll start advancing. Maybe. I mean, admittedly, I can't do landings on them, so that's something to keep in mind. So how is the... It's not too bad looking in there. I think what I can... Oh, right, they've used a lot of their... Right, they want Colorado and Texas and transfer Colombia. No. Right, so I can return state at least Arizona and New Mexico and Utah. We've still got 87 points there. We did not get a lot of infamy from there, so I suppose if we were to get some conquest... Oh, right, this would be quite a bit of infamy, some of these at least. But I think getting Louisiana would be quite nice, or... I don't know, Oklahoma? We only have 12, it's not too bad there. Or District Columbia... Oh, right, no, never mind, that's... On the opposite side, not in the, near the British Columbia here. Alright then, we'll hold on to these for now, and once we get a little bit closer to the start of the war, see how the situation is looking like. So they got pretty much the same defense as we do. We've got higher offense than they do. I suppose, do we have a good attacking general here? Let's see, so you've got experienced offensive planner. You could probably do the attacks. Oh, realism unlocked, good. Let's go ahead and switch the art academies to realism. So that's going to be a decent bit more paper needed. But the fine art production is going to be... Oh, wow, the price of fine art is still massive. My goodness. So we are outnumbered, admittedly, in here. I was hoping to be able to bring in Britain into this war. But I guess not. But I think even if it's going to be 2-1, I think we might still have a decent chance of defending them. Or defending against them. Although I suppose what I could do is take this one and do attacks on them. So kind of have a bit of a switcheroo in there. It's a massive one single front, though. I think that's something that really needs to be changed. I mean, I think it probably will be changed at some point. It's just split the fronts into multiple sections, so you can't just have one massive general that is taking over a front even this long. I mean, do they have... Well, I suppose they have several generals in there. Most of them are going to be attacking. You know what? I'm just going to be holding my ground in here for the first few months. Let them attack a few times, let them waste their manpower. I'm pretty sure that we are going to be dealing okay damage on them, although they do have a 2-to-1 ratio of troops. If it's 2-to-1 ratio of troops in the battles, then they might win those battles, admittedly. We'll see how it goes, though. But we are also... Well, the floating harbor is going to be done soon, and after that we're getting the hand-crank machine gun. If we can get that during the war, which is entirely possible, especially if it starts spreading. I'm not entirely sure if it will, but I'm hoping that it will. So they do have a bit of an advantage in this. They got a lot of troops. Are they... Let's see. Artillery commander. Okay, that does give a bit of bonuses. Erudite, experienced political operators. That's not too bad. That's, well, the direct over here is a bit of a problem, perhaps, but... Oh, open terrain commander, defensive strategies. That's going to be attacking as well. I don't know which one of these is actually going to be the one that takes the actual attack, though. Death Roosevelt seems to be the one, I mean, most likely option. And you've got the Cruel, so that increases the kill rate quite a bit, also morale loss. Artillery commander increases offense. So here's going to be a bit of a rough one, but we do have the advantage of having at least the bicycle recon. So what do we have here? It is 2-1. We got better defense than they attack, but at the same time they got the massive manpower advantage. But I suppose the rolls could still flip things around, at least to some degree. But it is entirely possible that we'll start losing ground here, slowly but surely. But I suppose since they are attacking a lot, I think they are going to be taking a lot more attrition in here. Overall, I mean, well, the cost of war is certainly higher. Oh, floating harbour unlocked. Good. We're losing a bit of money. I'm not too worried about that yet. But again, our first battle over here is going to be a loss by the looks of it. You know what? Oh, intelligent petition government. Guaranteed liberties within the next 5 years. Sure, we could probably fund that journal. Right, but they wanted to get the guaranteed liberties. Could we pass that without causing a massive ruckus? Landowners would be radicalized by that. Armed forces would... Okay, I can't necessarily do that during this war, but after the war we can probably try passing it. But I think what we're going to do, just to get a bit more troops, we're going to activate some conscripts. Some of the places with a little bit higher populations, or where we can at least get a decent bit of units. That's at least some of them. If we're going to increase the manpower that we have on here as well, then that should give us the sort of possibility to at least stop their advance and maybe retake some of the land. And then over time, maybe even get some attacks going. Might take a while, admittedly, but... Even this... Oh wow, we did actually lose more troops in this combat. Although they got a lot more demoralized and they got the plunder in there, so that should be pretty good for us. But again, it's 8-1 almost in here right now, so that wasn't all that great battle for us, let's be honest. Oh, actually, one of the things that I should be doing... I don't suppose there's enemy convoys going through here. Probably not, but they'll probably be sinking some of our convoys, though. But let's go ahead and take our fleet. Our fleets. And... Well, the one in Central America probably just patrol coast. This one could perhaps go and raid convoys down here. Kind of try to draw them further away from their home shores to hunt down us. Okay, well, they've lost a decent bit of troops overall. I mean, so have we. Oh, and... Trade market with Jing is inactive. Okay. I guess... Oh, we lost a lot of convoys there. That might be part of the reason. They're singing the convoys... Oh, right. Do they have... No, I don't think they have stuff in here yet. No. So how much is the manpower now? We've got 111 battalions versus the 243. We are going to be building a lot of barracks soon enough, though, so, well, I say soon enough, they're not actually even on the front page yet. So, I don't think we'll get to those during this war. I may have been a bit hasty in declaring this war, especially since we didn't get anyone to support us. Okay, so that was a failure. We lost a decent chunk of land there. It's not too bad yet, though, but I think we are going to start losing a bit of the war support because of that. Oh, but they want the return of Texas... And then they wanted to... Hold on a minute. So, return of Texas, Mexican, Colorado. I suppose Mexican, Colorado they already have partially, but they haven't taken anything from Texas yet. So I can't drop below 0 yet. And then Trans-Columbia, I think for that they probably need to go up to my capital. Because they can't really occupy Columbia. So, I guess they need to work their way all the way through. During that time, we'll hopefully be able to at least delay them, cause them... I mean, how much is the American population? 33 million. Okay, so they do have a higher population. The GDP is higher. Right, so we are kind of the underdog in this. But unfortunately, we are also out of time for this episode. So if you enjoyed this, please like and subscribe if you haven't already. Also, check out the links down below in the description. But other than that, thank you very much for watching. Until next time, bye-bye.